These Washington Commanders players were supposed to be big contributors to their specific position groups, and they haven't did anything in the last 2 to 3 years. Let's talk about it.
I feel blessed. What I want.
Get back slow. I love the way she rock it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, the shawty is a winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner. She's confident. I love the way she move it.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about these specific Washington Commanders players that have not lived up to anything, and can they finally do that this year, or is it over for them? So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so we really appreciate it if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, who's been playing that new college football 25? I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I was completely wrong when I saw the trailer. I'm like, this joint looks smack like Madden, bro. I got on it last night, man, and I haven't stopped playing it since, bro. I'm like, this joint is tough. Like the movement, the atmosphere, like the stadium, like it's absolutely really good. And I'm gonna have my first video coming out on that later today. And look, hopefully you guys look forward to that. Again, I am always gonna make Washington Commanders and NFL real life videos, but I wanna try to make some gaming videos, college football videos, and NFL and Madden videos to see if my channel can, get a boost on that. Can my channel grow from that? And if it can, that would be absolutely great. So make sure y'all stick around for that. Even if you're not a gamer, you might still want to watch it just because it's football. Why not? So let's get to the video though. All right, Phidarian Mathis and Dyami Brown are the two players I'm talking about. As we know, Phidarian Mathis was in that draft class a couple years ago with Jahan, with Brian Robinson. And I'll be real with you. I immediately remember watching that draft and getting the updates on who we were drafting and stuff like that. And I was very frustrated because I was so confused as to why we drafted Phidarian Mathis. I didn't even want Brian Robinson at the time. I love B Rob now, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I was such a big Antonio Gibson fan that I thought he was gonna be the bell cow and he was gonna be the RB1. But when we drafted Brian Robinson, after that, actually that preseason before he had his incident, you immediately saw that they want Brian Robinson to be the go-to guy, and I fell in love with B Rob being RB1. So I was already fine with that pick. That's actually honestly maybe my favorite pick from that draft. Then we drafted Phidarian Mathis, and I flipped, man. I did not like that pick at all because I felt like we already had two interior guys that were capable of being really good. And I understand that was the year Deron Payne was going into a contract year. But you didn't know, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know if he was going to resign it, so you wanted somebody that was going to be able to fill in this role. And I don't want to make it seem like Phil Math was trash coming out of Bama, but it's just unfortunate that his career hasn't lived up to what it could be, right? Injuries, he tore his Achilles the first game of the season. Then the following year he was hurt. And then when he gets in there, he's non-existent. You don't even know that he's there. So it kind of just feels like we wasted a draft pick on a guy that's probably not gonna be here in the next year or two. Of course, I want him to pan out. I want him to be really good, but it's just the truth of the matter, as our old head coach would like to say. Like, I don't see no upside with Phil Math right now. I think Jerzon Newton's going to come right in and start right over him. And that's why I believe this regime drafted Jerzon Newton, is because they didn't feel like there was anybody behind Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne capable enough to fill those shoes. And you could also say, I also think BPA takes a factor into it. Like, Jerzon Newton was supposed to be a first round pick, but he somehow fell to us. So I think that's another reason why we drafted him. But again, that's a potential first round pick that I'm sure is going to start over Phidarian Mathis, who hasn't done nothing with us. Again, I'm hoping this is the year for him. I'm hoping this is the year he stays healthy and actually can contribute, but I really just don't see it. I think he can be maybe enforcer on the goal line, the third and shorts and stuff like that when we play the Eagles and they try to do that QB shove jump, that I forgot what they call it, but the QB shove, when they try to do that, and stuff like that. Maybe he can be a guy that's going to help out to try to stop that. But as far as like an interior pass rusher, I don't see it. He can hopefully just contribute with being a run stuffer. I miss the days where we had John Allen, Deron Payne, Matt Ioannidis, Tim Settle. We were so spoiled back in those days because we had two guys that were capable of starting on a teams by themselves. Like Matt Ioannidis and Tim Settle back during those times could very well be starters on someone else's roster. And we were spoiled enough to have four of those guys on the roster at a time. So I just want to go back to those days where Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne does not have to play 95% of the snaps. Remember last year and the year before that, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, they barely came off the field. And that's high risk. That's, not them going to give their 100% all the time because they're gassed. You want to have a rotation, especially interiorly. And maybe John Ridgeway can come back. I remember that 2022 year with Taylor Heineke and stuff like that. John Ridgeway caused us a game in Minnesota, but a lot of people liked him because of his ferociousness and his nastiness that he brought to the game. And then remember he slammed, I want to say it was a Texas running back, on his head, stuff like that. And everybody was hyped about that. So I want to see if he could come out and do something. Because last year he didn't do nothing either. So we do have some defensive tackle questions, but more specifically for Phidarian Mathis, because I think he's on the verge of losing his job here, honestly, and I don't think he is going to bounce back, but I'm hoping he does. And then lastly, before we get up out of here, Dyami Brown, man, I can remember just like the couple years ago, Carson Wentz, just like Phidarian Mathis, the same year. Dyami Brown, every year we say this about Dyami. This is gonna be the year for him. This is gonna be the year for him. He shows his workout videos. He's working out good. You can't say the young man don't have hard he's a hard worker. He's not a hard worker. You can't say that about him because he works out every time. He looks like he's getting better, but every time we get to the season, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't show up. You could mix that into the lack of attempts, the lack of targets, or you could say, man, he drops the ball. He doesn't get open. Like there's a mixture of both when it comes to the lack of production at Dyami Brown. But I'm telling you, you guys remember that Week 5 matchup versus the Titans? He had 2 touchdowns that game, and I was super ecstatic for that, man. And I thought that was the start of something special for Dyami Brown. But unfortunately, it was nothing. I think that's the highlight of his career. He hasn't done hardly anything since. When we got Sam Howell last year, we thought, okay, the UNC Tar Heels connection is going to be lighting up the scoreboard in Washington, and that was nothing. Again, I say you can blame it on Dyami Brown, but you can also blame it on, the situation around him, because even the best receiver, Terry McLaurin, suffered under Eric Bieniemy in that offense last year, so you can't really expect the fourth wide receiver on the roster at the time to get a lot of targets when the main guy isn't even getting a lot of targets. But that's just my take on those two guys. I genuinely think they have let us down. The regime let them down, and I'm just hoping, with this being their final opportunity, I believe so. One for Dyami Brown because I believe this is the last year of his deal, and then for Phil Math, I just don't think they're gonna keep him if he doesn't show anything this year. I'm hoping these guys can come out and ball out because I want them to be good. I want Dyami Brown to be able to contribute alongside Terry McLaurin, Olamide Zaccheaus, and Luke McCaffrey and John Dotson. But I just don't know if that's gonna be the case. But I'm hoping for the best. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe. Make sure you guys use my promo code SeatGeek, as every video is sponsored by SeatGeek moving forward. Do you want to best tickets on the planet in the ticket world? Then SeatGeek is your place for you, right? You have the tickets from green to red to let you know if you're getting the best or worst deal. And you can also pay for parking with my promo code. Let's say you already bought your ticket and you need to pay for parking. Boom, $20 off, promo code JGTS. Go ahead and use that before it's too late. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe. If y'all are gamers out there, what's up with the college football playoff? DM me if y'all trying to play me, man. Y'all have a blessed one. I say college football playoff. College football 25. DM me if y'all trying to play. Y'all have a blessed one. Stay safe. Peace.